When we talk about widowhood, some see it as a journey of penury and sorrow. Some see it as a life of intimidation and abuse of right. Some see it as a challenging period. Some equally see it as the end of a journey, especially when referred to the Bible. Till death do us part, at the day of oath taking in a marriage ceremony. Why widowhood? Why all these tags and adjectives qualifying the life of a woman who lost her husband, leaving her with children to care for? The Generation Equality Forum has chosen to stand for the right of all women. In most cultures, there are values that believe that in every home where there is progress, the woman in that home is righteous, prayerful, one with a bright star, and whose love is inestimable. But then, here lies a great woman whose story of widowhood is unquantifiable. She lost her husband at a very tender age, leaving her with children to care for and direct their future. Alas, at early hours of 12th February 2021, she passed on to the great beyond, leaving a track record of successful children, including a diplomat at United Nations, servants of the Most High God, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Surprisingly, she reared our children from nothing to something. As a mother, wife, and family woman, our son, His Excellency H.E. Ambassador Anatolio Ndang Mba, Permanent Representative of Equatorial Guinea to the United Nations, informs.
My mother was very, very protective and made all the necessary to see her kids study. As we started going away to study overseas, she even, as my sisters became mothers, she even took care of her grandkids. She was a very hardworking woman. Even as I was minister or ambassador, whenever I went home for holiday, and the same applied for my other brothers and sisters, when we went home for holidays, she will look after you. And in the evening, when you tell her that, Mom, I'm going outside, I'm going to visit some friends, I'm going to hang over with some friends, she will tell you, take care, don't go and drink like this and this, don't go and eat such house, be very careful with whom you are talking, where you are eating. And when you return home, even at 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, you will find her awake, waiting for you. And when you arrive, she hear the noise of the vehicle. She'll come out and ask you, has you come back? Are you all right? When you say yes, then she will go in and go and sleep. That she did always, even as a few months before her passing away. One of her last words to us said, please have a big love among you, take care of your kids, take care of the family. That was the life of my mother, of our mother, Maria Concepcion Asue Mba.
Mama was a community leader and mother in Israel, a mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother. She was blessed with children, many grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Mama was a committed steward of God's kingdom. In the recognition of our services on the day of our burial, a corpse was carried by ordained men and priests of the Most High God. Mama to the heavenly angels was a kingdom steward with whom heaven was well pleased. What a model of kingdom here on earth. One of the grandsons has this to say about our.
My name is Antonio Manzogo Ndong, grandchild of a special lady, a unique one, the sweetest one, the tough one, the disciplined one, and a visionary lady. When you grow up with a woman that has to face the traditional ways of the village, of the African ancestor, versus the new ways of the West, which somehow hinder the African traditional values, my grandmother, the best role model, she was able to be selected and pick up the positive values of our ancestors and the positive values of the education that the European brought in our country. My grandmother, Maria Concepcion Asue, stronger woman full of wisdom and vision, was able to successfully raise her children and nephews and nieces, grandchildren, without a diploma or education, but with wisdom. She wake up early to work in the farm, to get cassava yam and cook food to sell, to provide for the family. As a wise woman, she always wake up and make sure that everyone stay on top of the schoolwork. My grandmother's success proved that if you invest in the woman, we will have a better world.
Today, we celebrate her as a posthumous exemplary life of a widow who lived a life of righteousness, committed to the guiding laws and policies of the Most High God, to a woman who was obedient to the law of God and raised our generation in that dimension. Mama is blessed with a son who is a priest, grandson who is a pastor, and all the ministers and evangelists of the gospel. What a loving saint we observe in our lives.
We have heard stories of mothers who passed through the process of widowhood, struggles and faced challenges and difficulties. But the story of your late mother is very exceptional to us at 1000 Women in Religion for Global Peace. We find the story and the life of your late mother an exemplary life. We are most privileged to honor her in 2021 UN Widows Day. Our story should be told across the globe for women who happen to enter into widowhood at an early age to be encouraged. Our story is a role model story that will empower women even as we struggle along the Trend Generation Equality Forum, talking about the rights of women in decision making, right of women to leadership. We at 1000 Women in Religion for Global Peace is talking about the right to sustainable family, no matter the position you find yourself. Your Excellency, your mother is an exemplar, and we are privileged to remember her today and to honor her with 1,000 Women in Religion for Global Peace, our Legacy Voice Posthumous Marshall Award. Congratulations. We are privileged to commit in our honor that our story will continue to be told by us at 1,000 Women in Religion for Global Peace. Each year, we will recall our story and this documentary that was just said to enable widows in our forum to be strengthened by the process that they are going through. When we talk about global peace, we in 1,000 Women in Religion for Global Peace is confident and strongly acknowledge that peace starts with us from our home, and widows are not left behind. Thank you. We encourage you and your siblings, mama's grandchildren, mama's great-grandchildren to continue on the great path that mama left behind. Thank you very much.
Today, at 2021 United Nations Widow Day, the 1,000 Women in Religion for Global Peace, in recognizing our legacy voice, considers Mama Maria Concepcion Asue as most worthy model of our time in promulgating the United Nations agenda on generation equality on widowhood.
Listen up. Listen up.
Let's tell our story now across the world.